the EB3 visa, you get here in years depending on the country that you're coming from. The H1B visa, you get here in literally months, right? But the EB3 visa is more secure. Are you coming by yourself? Or are you coming as a parent, and what do I recommend? If your tax will depend on basically where you are, which state you are in. For some person. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Rachel's Way, and I must start by telling you thank you very much for all the interaction with my videos. And guys, also while telling you thank you, I'd like you to know that I'd rather you interact with the video than sending me direct messages. That way it benefits my video by basically sending them out more, getting more interaction on them, and also I am less likely to check my direct messages than you just messaging me under the video. When you message me under the video, you're more likely to get a response. All right, with that being said, I am going to be talking about a few things today. I'm going to be comparing the H1B visa versus the EB3 visa. And also I'm going to be talking about some taxes that when you come here as an international nurse, you're expected to basically be paying. All right, so we're going to be talking about taxes, and we're going to be talking about the visa. I'll be doing a different video if it's requested, an appointment. All right, so the H1B versus the EB3 visa, let's get straight into it. All right, so first to note, the EB3 visa is basically it's an immigrant visa. All right, it's an immigrant visa, and it basically gives you permanent residency in the US. So with the EB3 visa, you can be here indefinitely. It's not like you're just contracted to come here and work 3 years, and you can maybe work here 6 years the most after that, or between 3 to 6 years. With the EB3, you're here indefinitely and you are a resident here. All right, that's the first thing to note with it. All right, the H1B visa now, it is basically a non-immigrant visa, right? So being a non-immigrant visa, it does give you the right also to work in the US legally, but with a non-immigrant visa, it has a time limit on it. So basically you might get a contract for 3 years, and then after that the contract might be extended the next 3 years. So the most you'll get a contract with the H1B visa is for maybe a 6 years per long period of time after a while. But if by that time your EB3 visa is not sorted out, then I don't know what goes on after that. Usually for some of the persons that ask me about the H1B visa and EB3, they said that their EB3 visa would have been in the works looking about. I don't know if it is that they told them that they'll be looking about it after they arrive, or it is that they have started the EB3 visa and then they're going to be doing the H1B visa to get them here in the meanwhile. Initially, I did not know of it being done like that. I thought that if you're getting the H1B visa, it's that visa, and then after being here, then you can start looking about your EB3 papers. So you can hit me up in the comment and let me know about that part. That part I don't know if. I know that either you're doing the H1B visa first or the EB3 visa. And when you do the H1B visa and you're here, then you can start looking about to get your green card process in, right? That's what I know. But the EB3 visa, as I said, it is an immigrant visa, while the H1B is a non-immigrant. Immigrant visa meaning that's the one that gives you a green card, while the H1 visa just gives you temporary residence and also the right to work here. All right. With the H1B visa also, what I'd like you as nurses that are thinking of taking this visa to ask the agency that you're thinking of going with, ask them question like this: how long is the H1B contract that you will be on? Also, if they're planning to extend the H1B contract, is it that you can negotiate your pay? Because if you're going to be here on an extended time with the H1B visa, cost of living might be a bit increased while you're here, and you need to know if when the other nurses' pay increase, if yours will increase, because you're not being greedy. You asking about or negotiating your pay in the future is not you being greedy. It's the reality of the fact that cost of living is increasing, and you want to be able to live without basically doing an anti-moat living. You want to be safe here, financially secure here. So these are questions that you need to be asking. Also, you need to ask him also if when you do the H1B visa, if you have something that they call guaranteed work hours. It is something that you need to ask about also for the Eb3 visa that you're getting with your agency. Does your agency offer guaranteed work hours? Because the truth is that depending on how big or how small your hospital is, there might be time when your hospital tells you that your services for that day is not needed, because either they don't have the patient ratio for so much nurse, or they have enough nurse for that day, and then you might be the one that they ask to stand down. So in the event where they ask you to stand down, is it that you still get pay? So this is called guaranteed work hours pay. Ask your agencies about this. Also bear in mind that with the H1B, when you're petitioning for your green card, it might be a bit challenging as well as it might not be, because remember the green card, it already is at a high demand. And if you're coming in initial with the H1B visa, consider the fact that it might take you a bit of time to get your Eb3, while it might not take you that time to get your Eb3. While with your Eb3, it's a straight shot. Once you're entering, you're basically with your green card. So when you see them stamp basically that passport, you have now a temporary green card until the green card is sent to your household, right? Also, what I know about the H1B visa is that a lot of teachers come to the US on the H1B visa, and based on some of them that I spoke to, I got to understand that if they are a teacher and their spouse is also a teacher, that spouse cannot come here with them under their H1B visa and work also as a teacher. I'm not sure if there are limitations there for nurses just the same. So I want you to ask about the employment limitation for your spouse that would be joining you on the H1B visa. So before you take on the H1B visa, do your check. The Eb3 visa is more of a secure immigrant visa, I would say. So what I'm saying is not to change your mind from getting a H1B visa, but to basically give you areas to consider while thinking about getting a H1B visa, right? There are more benefits for you getting your Eb3 than your H1B. But the Eb3 visa, you get your months. The Eb3 visa, you get your years, depending on the country that you're coming from. The H1B visa, you get here in literally months, right? But the Eb3 visa is more secure. You understand? Taxes now. I was asked about taxes. So there is not one straight answer to give you about tax. Your tax will depend on basically where you are, which state you are in. For some persons, depending on their state, the tax might be very high or the tax might be very low. The tax also depends on the amount of children you have, whether or not you have a child, right? So for persons that don't have children, tend to pay more tax. That is something that you need to also consider. Money that will come out of your pay that you cannot control. You'll have to have health insurance. It is not a if, but nor maybe you have to have health insurance. It's more time than usual recommended that you have a car, because most of the place that you live to get to work, you will need car, because the areas are a bit tight country and you're going to need car. It's just up to you whether you're going to get a brand new car or you're going to get a second-hand car, but you'll need car. So that's the next thing. You'll have to be paying your car note monthly. You'll have to be paying your car insurance monthly, and you're going to have to be paying for your apartment. Now, it depends on where your apartment you are at or what you chose. You might need to be paying your bills separately. So you might be needing to pay your light bill, your gas bill, your internet bill, your phone bill differently. You might also need to be paying for your garbage, all these bills. So these are some things that you need to consider when you're thinking about your tax, money that will have to come out of your pay, and all of that. For some states, you even have to pay med tax withholdings for that state. Then you have med tax, depends differently. So these are some things that you need to be thinking about before you choose your state. And if you chose your state before, these are some things that you need to be calculating out of your pay. And now I said I'll just do the EB3 and the tax for you, but as a bonus, I am going to also mention about family coming here and who you're taking, because this was one of the questions I was asked more than one time. So who you're taking with you. Are you coming by yourself? Are you coming as a parent, and what do I recommend? If you're coming with children, I'd recommend that you come here first, sort out what you need to sort out, and then allow your spouse or your child or your children to join you, whichever way it is. Because when you're coming here, there's a lot for you to do. You have to get phone, you have to get bank account, you have to get your socials in your, sometimes socials don't come in the mail as it was supposed to come. You have to be up and down searching for the social. You have to be getting things together. You might need furniture. If you didn't get a furnished apartment, you need to get things together. And having a child here, it is going to be overwhelming. Getting your apartment also together, you need to think about how far your apartment is going to be from your workplace. I would recommend 5 to 30 minutes because I don't want a drive too far. An hour in the US is an hour, and it's a lot. Imagine coming to work 7 o'clock in the night. You're coming to work maybe 6, you reach work 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You're leaving out before 7, so you know you have to reach 7 o'clock. And then you're going home in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and driving a next hour. And you have been up the whole night. It's a lot. It's stressful. So what I would recommend is that you're at least 5 to 30 minutes from your workplace. It is not something that you have to do. It is just my personal recommendation. If you want to follow, you can. If not, that's okay. These are my few words. I don't want to make this video too long. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the sub. And I hope this was useful to you. Goodbye.